CQ RAYNET, CQ RAYNET. This is Golf 4, November Romeo Charlie, operated today by Greg, 30DB, serving as net control for RAYNET-UK Connectivity Net. This net meets each Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time and is open to all our master radio operators interested in emergency communications. The primary purpose of the net is to provide the opportunity for members to test equipment, exchange traffic news, opinions, and information, with additional information available at www.raynet-uk.net. This is a directed net which means all calls out and made to the control station unless you are instructed otherwise. And all RAYNET-UK operators are invited and encouraged to check into the net. When you do check in, please announce your call sign slowly and phonetically, followed by your name, and if you wish to leave the net immediately after checking in, then please call in and out. Otherwise, if you want to leave after subsequent turns, please make it clear you want to check out at that time. After I've heard a few check-ins, I'll repeat what I've heard. If you're not acknowledged, then please do try again. I will take any strays, those people who've missed their turn to call in at the end of the UK and international station section. So I'll now begin taking check-ins as usual in call sign number order. Starting with stations with figure 8 in their call sign. Please call now. This is G4 and RC.
Golf 8 Echo Yankee, G8 EEY. Name is Mike.
G4 and RC, good afternoon, Mike. Golf 8 Echo Yankee, near brakes, please. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard. So let's go for 7s. Stations 57 in their call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. G78 Golf 7 November, Echo Hotel.
Morning, John. Alpha Mixossia. Good afternoon, Greg. Can you show me in and out, please, this week? 7 Alpha Mixossia.
G4 RC, so I've got Graham, Golf 7 November, Echo Hotel. Good afternoon, Graham. And Dave, Mike 7 Alpha Victor Oscar. Good afternoon to you, and strangers in and out. Anyway, 7s, please. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing heard. Let's have 6s. Stations figure 6 in their call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. For an RC, second call, any stations figure 6, and their call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. And RC, nothing heard. Stations figure 5, figure 5 in their call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. For an RC, nothing heard from the 5, so let's have 4. Stations figure 4 in their call sign, please go ahead. G4 and RC, over. G4 REV, Romeo Echo Victor, name John, Sutton Coldrick. G4 and RC, good afternoon, John. Golf 4, Romeo Echo Victor. Any other 4s, please? G4 and RC, over. Golf 4, Hotel Uniform, Foxtrot. Phil, Dave, Molly. In and out, Zagreb. G4NRC, good afternoon, Phil. Golf Hotel Uniform Foxtrot. Yes, I think this is the mother of all Sunday dinners you're dealing with today. Okay, showing you is in and out. Let's try for 3. Is there station speaker 3 and then call sign, please. Chief. Yeah. Golf Zulu Hotel X-ray. Ian, in and out. Golf Victor at the hotel, based in Winchester. Sunny Winchester is 14 degrees. In and out, thanks. Correct. 23 V8. G4NRC, good afternoon, Ian. Golf Zulu Hotel X-ray and Chris Golf X-ray involved. Both showing is in and out. Any other 3s, please? G4NRC, over. G4NRC, Minister 2, stations with figure 2 in that call sign, and that includes you intermediate 2s. Please call now. G4NRC, over. G4NRC, second call, any stations figure 2 in that call sign, including intermediate 2s. Please go ahead. G4NRC. G4NRC, nothing else. Let's have 1. Stations figure 1 in that call sign. Please go ahead. G4NRC, over. G4NRC, getting lulled for security. Any other state? Any stations figure 1 in that call sign, please. G4NRC, over. G4NRC, nothing heard, so it's Mike 0 stations of any regional secondary identifier. Please go ahead. G4NRC, over. Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot Sierra, Drew, West Devon. 0, X-ray off, Shirley, Cornwall, in and out. Thank you, Greg. G4NRC, so Drew, Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot Sierra staying with me, and Shirley, Mike 0, Whiskey X-ray, Golf, in and out. Any other Mike 0 stations or any regional secondary identifier, please? G4NRC, over. Mike 0, India, Mike Andy with Shirley, using Shirley's radar at the moment, because mine's having a hissy fit. Good afternoon, all in and out. Thank you, Greg. Mike 0, India, Tango, Mike G4NRC, no worries, I'm pleased by that. I do more by what's on the screen. Okay, let's try for Golf 0 stations, any regional secondary identifier, please. G4NRC, over. Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-ray. Good afternoon, Greg. My name is Andy, RAYNET Pembrokeshire. No traffic today, so in and out, please, over. G4NRC, good afternoon, Andy. Golf Whiskey 0, Juliet Lima X-ray. Copy you in and out. Wondering how much people paid attention to what I said about needing a quick turnaround today. Any UK stations, who missed their turn to call in that wish to do so, please call now. G4NRC, over. Golf Kilo Lima, sorry, Greg, was distracted. In and out, please. G4 and RC. Good afternoon, Phil. Golf 8 Kilo Lima Charlie, and copied you in and out. So reset your clocks, but not quite for a minute. Okay, do we have an international liaison stations, usually Nord Samband of Norway, Aran in Ireland, Aries in Slovakia, so any of our international colleagues in tonight, G4 and RC, over.
G4 NRC, Lima Alpha 6 India, my name is Hans, in and out, but will listening.
Lima Alpha 6 India, Mike. Good afternoon, Hans, and you in and out. So we'll call any stations, national or international, which is check into the RAYNET-UK activity period on 531. Pheonix and Brandmeister 502331 on the RAYNET-UK system. Please call now. G4 and RC, over. G4 and RC, nothing's seen or heard. Okay, good afternoon everybody. Usual reminder, today's net is being live streamed by Graham, G798 to YouTube today. Past live streams and recordings are available by searching G798, that's Golf 7 November Echo Hotel on YouTube, and going through the streams section, I think it is. Hopefully you've all found the boxing timers at needed resetting in your house today after the switch to British summertime very early this morning. And it was totally different than that. Everyone is reminded that new licence conditions are now in force, and as a result, talk-through permits cannot be issued in this bold way. And this website has now been updated to reflect this, so any applications for temporary repeater call signs from RAYNET-UK groups should be made to permits at raynet-uk.net action. Business radio permits, however, can still be applied for through the web form on the members' website. A power cut last week in my area gave an opportunity to put into practice what would need to be done in the event of a national power outage. The capability to make a phone call to report the outage, reports been found, radios put onto battery supplies from HF to UHF, and yet still was much to learn. So everything was where I wanted it to be, but the reduction in noise levels on HF was marked with over 5 S points of noise reduction on some bands, which would have made regional or even national coordination in a large power outage much more achievable. Why I mention this, just as a reminder that now we're heading into longer daylight hours, remember that it's just as likely to occur in summer as in winter. So, today, according to the calendar, we only had Essex, Dorset and Cornwall active on events this weekend. So I'm wondering if any news from anybody else. Let's go to Mike first, and it's Golf 8 Echo Yankee from G4 and RC.
G4 and RC from D8 EEY. Good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon, everybody else. Weather here is back to what I normally think of for Norfolk. That is cold, grey, wet, a nice 13 mile an hour wind from the east. So no more comments on that. Noted Pheonix via the Pheonix at RAYNET-UK.net. I'll have a look at that. Because I've been, you probably have noticed, I've been dropping talk-to reports, sorry, temporary repeater reports using the date. That seems to work okay, but I'll look at it later on. Power cuts in this part of the world, well, it doesn't change the noise level much because of all the wonderful Chinese solar chargers and their control systems are what produce the noise in this part of the world. So I'm not really looking forward to power cuts because I don't think it'll have much of an effect on us. From G8 EEY.
Golf 8 Echo Yankee G4 and RC. Well, that was the slight joy of the put here, because it was at 4:11 one night. So not much sun, and therefore not much solar panels and anything else. What should happen, of course, with evening daylight hours is that most solar panels installed over the last decade, I know this is changing, have been all set for grid export. So if there is no grid to export to, the system should shut down. That is obviously going to change as we get more battery systems brought on, and people will be diverting to charge their own batteries for use. But even then, the connection back into the house is problematic, unless you have appropriate transfer switches. So it was good. It was nice. I did everything in the right order, family first, phone calls, and then getting the gear set up. So nice, some learning from how my station consumes across 2 radios and 3 phones, etc. And the Raspberry Pi turned on. So I could probably do with putting some of that in the air on a diet for its power consumption. Right, Graham, I wonder how many viewers we've got on YouTube today, because it feels like a slow day. Golf 7 November Echo Hotel, G4 in RC, G4 and RC, G78. Good afternoon, Greg. Good afternoon to all on the net. Last week we had a total of 28 views and 8 likes. This week so far, looking at the YouTube dashboard, we've had 9 views, and concurrently we have 4 people viewing. So there we go. It's going to be a slower day today, I think. Yeah, well, that's it really. Not much interest in your power cut the other day. We didn't get anything in Tarvin, which is just a few miles away from Greg. And that was it. The only thing I have been doing is just sorting out a camera and a tripod so I can film a radio. But more on that another time. G4 and RC, G78. G78, G4 and RC returning. Okay, thanks for the YouTube figures. Strongly suspect we'll have lots of people trying to catch up. The hour shift, which is on a 4-day bank holiday weekend. Some people might be on the wrong time. We're also massive Sunday dinners. We've totally avoided that today because Becca's only just arrived home as in the last half hour or so from Manchester, so everything a little missed about today. And I'm not sure what's happening tomorrow. I hate you that I'll put a reminder up. I'm not sure if we're doing something at 2 o'clock. Alternatively here. Yes, power cut outage, etc. I could tell it wasn't anything more serious because I could look out of our windows and see streetlights on the horizon, streetlight doors, on the horizon in your direction. So while it took off a decent chunk of the south of Chester, it was for 1 hour and 2 hours for some people. They could see light coming from your direction, so things were still working. The second model of the story, open the windows, look outside and see what's happening. Okay, thanks Graham. Come back to you on the next one. Next to John, Golf 4, Romeo Echo Victor, G4 RC.
Okay.
That's better. Had some trouble catching the carrier there.
Good afternoon, Greg, and everybody on net. Also, the low numbers, my thoughts were saying to Easter in the operative. And this evening, just about to kick off here, we've got our first big event at the end of the month, and it seems that everybody around us is good events as well, keeping us all busy anyhow. Nothing much else here at the moment. It's a miserable day. I've done some gardening. That's about it. Sitting down, putting my feet up for that. Out on this one, right back to you.
Golf 4 Romeo Echo Victor, G4 and RC in the RAYNET-UK activity period. So now I'm trying to type and stop at the same time into the log, which is helpful. So yes, we have, I think everybody has their own particular event seasons. I was going to pick up in May, and always has done. Hasn't been much earlier than that. May is just exactly busy, so is October. I feel the gaps supporting Merseyside and other parts of the county if necessary. Can't moving around, so it does depend what your local organisers are up to. And yeah, before they weekend, I did also think interest to be getting to see when people start getting in holiday mode as well and the roads lock up. It can get a bit messy, so lots of people may not even be at home today for that. But even then, 12 stations on the net, excluding myself, is just shy of 1% of RAYNET-UK membership, which is still not too bad. Okay, last on the list this time round, it's Drew, and Drew, I do still keep connecting through and searching around Arden nodes, having some stability issues. However, I have Frankenstein's Monster of a Pie growing alongside me, which will run BPQ node with an Arden connection and a packet radio connection as well, using good old-fashioned RX-75. And what's the worst that could happen? Like 0 my Foxtrot Sierra G4 and RC
G4RC M0SS. As far as the plan, what's the worst that can happen? Leave that to your imagination. I've literally just got back with the family from a trip to Cornwall for a Cornish event. The motorcycle Land's End Challenge, which unfortunately had a reasonably serious medical emergency on our section, which meant that our section was closed down. So other than dealing with blue lights and air ambulances and various medics and carrying paramedics from landing sites to checkpoints, and the actual event itself was cancelled for us. Although the group managed to run the first stage successfully, Andy and Sharon were also in attendance. Other than that, radio survey on Tuesday for the X1 Challenge coming up the next bank holiday weekend. But the question for you and anyone else on the net is, what's story with ethics dumping all this DMR kit? Is there an email says change your strategy? So I'm interested if anyone knows anything about that. Other than that, I'll pick up on the second round from M0SS.
Mike Foxtrot Sierra G4 and RC returning. Honestly don't know, and you're the second person to point it out, but we have no ethics member on frequency today to provide more input. If you look at the event calendar, they do try some other modes. LTE, which I think is the ICOM LTE voice over cellular approach, as well as PMR, and I think there might have been some fusion or D-start tests, and I've been trying everything. The reality still, in my mind, is that if we want to provide encrypted communications over our own infrastructure, not depend on anybody else, and the only modes that can support it are DMR and 17. And there was some news last week how 17 are open sourcing and making a solution available for running that mode over more radios and kits and so on. But no, sorry, no idea why they're losing all their DMR kit and will replace it. Off memory, they still have some DMR repeaters in there, so maybe they should change the manufacturers. But this is the kind of conjecture we're not supposed to enter into on DA if we're in a real emergency. Right, I'll take a quick break since we're a little ahead of schedule. Any other stations waiting to join the RAYNET-UK activity periods before I'll say it.
Go for Kilo Indian, for South Sussex.
For Kilo Indian, good afternoon. You now go promoted to the last on the list, and I'll come back to it twice. So, what news from you this week? Wonder how long you've been listening. T for an RC, G for KIL, over.
yeah, from G4KL. Actually, sort of been lately listening since the beginning. But I was involved in another conversation sort of locally, so I missed the original time. And I doubled when you did the call line, and it didn't come through. So that's why I think until now. Actually, nothing much particularly to enter this time. We also noticed the thing about the Essex, and I wondered whether that was of interest to us. So I have to wait and see what happens. I'll find now. Actually, I'll carry on listening, but I know we've got quite busy where I am at the moment. So thanks for that, and thanks for listening. G4NRC, D4KL.
G4KL, G4NRC. Well, yeah. What was meant to change was repeating the technology server, which came out with how many people were actually using DMR quite a few years ago, and we've grown up considerably since with 360. This is what I could do with buying the stats. Users having expressed an interest on DMR and being registered on the RAYNET-UK server. So whatever comes along still needs to meet, in my mind, the requirements to encryption, which is why I keep an eye on M17, because that is a truly amateur mode, no copyright restrictions, etc. Just waiting for a manufacturer to pick it up. That's been digital modes in amateur radio. Right, back on the top of the list then for any second thoughts. Golf is like a Yankee, G4NRC, ever.
G4NRC from G8EEY, your fount of information. Yes, I've had a chat with Essex. They have 2 DMR repeaters, 1 VHF, 1 UHF. They are Hypera and Motorola, but they are well and truly getting old and obsolete, and therefore they are looking to remove them from the system because failures can't really be coped with and you can't get spare parts for them or even get them fixed. So they are looking at other DMR and a more modern trend, but so far they haven't found a great deal. And they are indeed looking at ICOM IAS systems, which seems to be the new thing coming up on DMR equivalents. So, yeah, that's the main reason why they are offloading it. Just making it available to any other group following they might have a use or want to do some experiments. But basically they don't want to continue using very obsolete equipment. It's the sort of stuff that is not necessarily that easy to fix on your own. But otherwise, that's the only information I have. Thanks for running the net, Greg. Look forward to seeing you next week from G8EEY.
Okay. I haven't quite made the first lap time. Well, take a Yankee, G4NRC. Okay, thanks for clarity around that one. When they wrote LTE, well, that it brings up the power of the push-to carrier systems that INAS, which have been around for quite a while. Experience up here with the IDAS stuff was when St John moved to it, leaving Redcast behind. It did kind of break a lot of interoperability because it was ICOM only. However, modern DMR, I think, yeah, finding something cheap and appropriate. Hytera would be my normal go-to, but then people start putting connotations around Hytera's ultimate ownership, so I know I'm having problems in some government areas with suggesting some suppliers because of that suspicion. However, if it's cheap and affordable, and small Hytera DMR repeaters were, and that could be a side option. Right, thanks, Mike. I'll talk to you next week. I do need to start sorting out. We have got a Blackpool Rally coming up in April, which is going to be particularly challenging because I need to be in 3 places on Saturday. So I'm not sure the DMR is going to make it. If I'm going to meet the requirements to get the Blackpool Rally on the RAYNET start for some time. So thanks for that. Next to Graham and see what's on his mind. What radio are you filming? Are you going to film, Graham, is the real question I've got. G798 G4RC, over. G4RC, G798. Right, okay. Nothing really on my mind. I'm not sure if I'm going to Blackpool, so if needs be, I can run the net that day. That's not an issue. I've just practiced filming the Anytone, got to upgrade the firmware, so that will become a YouTube video from start to finish, going through the process of updating the firmware on this Anytone 878 UV2 Plus that I'm using now. So I was just trying to set up a phone on a tripod and just making sure I got a decent view, and you can read all the writing on the screen. But there we go, that's what I was doing. Nothing else to add on this time. Thanks for doing the Greg, and we'll no doubt catch you in the week. G4RC, G798. G798, G4RC, returning. Okay, thanks, Graham. Yeah, I'm not sure what Blackpool's going to be like, but I did kind of have a 3-line whip in a meeting earlier in the week to be at Blackpool, so at Blackpool I should have to be. What I'd already done was set up a special date for an IARU meeting that day, so I've got to rearrange that. So if the net has gone, that just leaves me with getting up a few calls as a concern. I'm sure I'll clear that one. More videos, obviously going to be more helpful to everybody, so looking forward to that. I've actually started taking the approach now of trading my phones in rather than putting spare phones or putting phones on tripods. I think I've just got one left with a decent camera that could possibly be put into a kind of service. The next thing here, when I can actually reduce the amount of clutter on the desk so you can see what's being worked on, remains a challenge. Yeah, we'll need to catch up on, because I've got news for yourself and Dave AVO from the group AGM, which was finally held last Thursday with a forum, and a change to come about from that. Okay, thanks very much. Thanks for doing the stream. And we go to the person who tried not to have us last, but Phil wasn't playing the game, so you can close the net today. Pleased that there was some good cross-border support. I did see the event when I looked at the diaries. Hopefully you got the answer now for why it appears to be bumping if it is with good cause. Mike 0, Black Foxtrot Sierra, G4 and Sierra. G4 LCM 0FS. Yeah, it was actually quite a good turnout as far as starting form. There were people from West Devon, and also a member from South Devon made the trip. Pretty much the same team as last year. And as I said, we had an medical emergency, but it was handled extremely well and efficiently. Even the local police and the ambulance paramedics both said they were impressed with the way it was dealt with, so that's good. Unfortunately, it was a rather sad outcome, but handled well. We say it's St John's, and I was surprised because I thought St John's were using Kenwood and SDN the last time I did a joint exercise with them, which is, as far as compatibility is 0. And then ethics, yeah, I understand, getting at the end of life, but Fresno's cluster has 18 DR3000s in it, and we have a significant number of spare units floating around, and we see them support sort of the older roller hardware quite well. So to say that you can't fix it or get spares for it, I'm not 100% sure. But if they've got the money to do it, then I'm more than willing to get out the checkbook and buy some of the redundant kit. I can see it would be quite useful for a group like ours. Other than that, thanks for running the net. It's unusual to last, but 73 to everybody. And catch you all next week. Keep running a C from M0MFS. Mike 0, Mike Foxtrot Sierra G4 and RC. Yeah, you're making me think now about the LXDN one. To be equally fair or not fair, since an ambulance went to what I thought was went to LXDN locally, but in recent couple of years on events they have been using push talk over cat over cell phone systems, POCs, which I can't say I look at smugly, but whatever carrier they're using for their voice over cellular system, I know exactly where the black spots are, so that's where we put RAYNET operators to cover the gap, and the organisers now recognise it as well. So yeah, people are moving towards these POC systems, which is not always a smart move. That's where our local St John events people who seem to move to now. Was there anything else? Yes, shame about the end on the emergency, but you are bringing to mind a phrase I have to work into an article we're going to try and get into Radcom or somewhere about what is the value of the messaging service we provide, or any amateur radio provides in reality. And if we can get the message from A to B faster than anybody could walk, run or drive it, then we've provided a valuable service. So we're getting the message through faster than any other means or any conventional means that's available in the common ground scenario. It still shows our benefits. So thanks to you and everybody who turned out on that event today, and I'm sure we'll hear more about that as time goes on. Right, well, thank everybody for a shorter net than usual. Gives me time to go see to your new daughter and contract basketball inside. Enjoy your Easter eggs, because if you've still got any left, you can consume them rapidly after breaking fast this morning. And I'll thank you all for taking time out of your schedules to participate today. Be careful, have a good week, and until next Sunday afternoon at 1600 hours local time, I will close the RAYNET-UK weekly activity net and return the talk groups 23531 Pheonix and Brandmeister and 50233531 on RAYNET-UK system, being an open net rather than a directed net. Some trees up. This is G4 NRC now closing and reverting to my normal call sign of Sierra.